Alright, so now we get into Zero. Zero is the character I'm kind of least comfortable doing a tutorial for because, I mean, I guess it's okay because I know what I should be doing with him. The problem is that I don't really do what I should be doing with him, you know what I mean? Like, because I use him as an anchor character, I don't really... The way I play him is not really the way you play him in any other spot. I pretty much play the wait until I can reaction level 3 something. That's pretty much honestly all I do with Zero. But, so Zero overall is... I think he has one of, if not the scariest single character mix-up in the game. And what I mean by that is that the best mix-up in the game that does not require an assist to back him up with it. And then it just becomes, like, obscenely good when he does have an assist to back him up. So, to get into that mix-up, pretty much most of that mix-up is going to come from the use of his command dashes, which is quarter circle back and then a button. Similar to Wolverine's Berserker Slash, depending upon which button you get a different dash. His light one goes very little range, very fast with very little range. Again, same with Wolverine's Berserker Slash. You pretty much have to be right next to them to cross them up. Then you have his medium one, which goes a fantastic range. It crosses them up from a very, very long range away. But then his heavy is actually it's not the same. He actually goes upwards with his heavy, and you can actually cancel out of his normals and do it. And so, you know, like it's at a certain range, it actually gets pretty ambiguous on which side it's going to end up on. So that's why it's very good, damn near unpunishable because it does just go upwards and come straight back down. And his jumping heavy is one of the strongest jump-ins in the game because it does multiple hits. Number one, and you can start it from very high up, and then, you know, it doesn't even matter if the first hit hits because you still got those other hits to pick up the slack for you. So I mean, it's great, you know, like if people aren't push blocking, you can just do that and then use his light and it continue the pressure. The problem is, as you can see, there is a small bit of recovery there. That, you know, like faster reactions, they will be able to do that, or if they can more or less just do, like, they can kind of just in the middle of your pressure because your pressure is pretty much airtight. They can just kind of sit there and just mash on light like that. And then if you try to teleport, or not teleport, command dash and cross them up, that light will hit you and then get a combo off of it. His command dashes are not invincible. They're not invulnerable at any point in time during them. So we can be hit out of them. That's the problem with them. And that's why, outside of the use of this one, which you don't really need an assist to cover because it's just, it's very difficult to actually punish that. But using his other command dashes, you really do want to have an assist to cover that because, again, they can just poke you out of it fairly easily, especially his medium one. His medium one has just got a lot of recovery that lets them be like, oh, hey, look at that, he's coming towards me. Let me just hit a button and knock him out of it. His light one is not as punishable, it's not as bad, but it can be bad. But you can actually, you can cancel out of Shapuga, and they'll actually be stuck in block stun for a decent amount of time after that. Usually your light will be the first your attack to hit. But anyway, again, that's best to cover up with an assist. If you don't, then, well, you know. So anyway, now let's get into the rest of his shit. More or less right about now is the point where I kind of just start either parroting things I've heard Marn say, or just go with the things I've seen Marn do. Number one is you want to get used to always charging your buster. It is actually, for somebody that's never done something like this before, it's actually a very, very fucking difficult thing to do. Because if you want to constantly be charging your buster and, you know, still maintain your full potential, you got to constantly be switching up your hands on which button you're actually holding down. So, like, I mean, in the middle of a combo, it's actually not too terribly difficult to get used to holding down, like, see how you would do this. That's actually not terribly hard to get used to be holding it down in the middle of a combo. It is harder, though, to constantly be holding it down and then, you know, like, get a hit and then switch to that and then go from there. But yeah, I mean, it's just, so yeah, I mean, that's one thing that you need to work on if you want to be a high-level Zero, is just constantly be charging that buster and constantly be switching which button you're holding down. The easiest way to do it is, honestly, I think, to just hold down, if you're on the ground, hold down medium. I mean, if you're on the ground, hold down heavy. If you're in the air, hold down medium, because again, his jumping heavy is one of the best jump ins in the game. So you want that heavy to be available to you if you're in the air. But yeah, I mean, it's something you really got to, it'll take some work to get used to, because it's just, there's really not anything else comparable to in the fighting game that I'm aware of, that you're like constantly holding down one of the attack buttons, and that attack button is now useless to you until, you know, you stop charging. But again, the bonus to that is it's also, this is one of the strongest jump-ins in the game. Because you start out with a projectile, that's actually damn near unpunishable, and his level 3 Buster actually has a lot of block stun to it. So if they block it, so like if say you do that dash in, do that, and then, well, say you ended up doing that, as you can see, you can lead that into a combo if it hits, and if it doesn't hit, the block stun is enough that you can actually continue pressure. The problem with it is that it's also height dependent on whether or not that'll be good. Now, in general, it's perfectly fine if you just do a normal jump, but if you super jump and then, like, if you say you super jump and then try to do it, as you can see, he's got that kind of thing where he pops up a little bit. That makes it punishable and very unsafe to actually do. So, you gotta be very careful about that, about using that. But pretty much if you just normal jump, you'll never have to worry about that. It's just super jumping where that becomes an issue. So again, I mean, that's just one of the strongest jump-ins in the game. Leads to full combos, does pretty good damage. So yeah, I mean, you just really gotta get used to charging that, having that Buster charge all the time, because it also leads to some of Zero's strongest combos. Like, I mean, I know you have his normal combo where it's just, you know, this. Wow, look at how much damage that did. But then you have his other combo, oops, that I completely fucked up. Like this. That I completely fucked up. But anyway, look at that. I didn't even finish the combo and it's already done, what, like 30,000 more damage? So, I mean, that's pretty much, you pretty much need the Buster to actually get good meter out of that. Now, he does have other things that you can do. Like, he does have this loop that's actually pretty damn hard to land if you're not used to it. Yeah, anyway, he's got that loop, he's got other combos. I mean, pretty much, honestly, you want a Zero tutorial? Go watch matches of Marn playing. That's my Zero fucking tutorial. Go watch Marn play. Because he is far and away an amazingly better Zero than me. Because, I mean, my problem is that I use Zero as my anchor character. Zero almost always has level 3 XFactor for me. So because of that, I am not really used to using him in other ways. I mean, like, see, like, just look at his XFactor combos. Oh, my bad, I forgot. Oh, that's right. You can pretty much just loop this all day long. Like, it's just, that's pretty much Zero's XFactor combos. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything difficult. Or you can do this. See? I mean, it's just like his XFactor combos you don't need the Buster for, because he's actually doing damage in XFactor. So I don't really, that's why, my Zero is subpar overall, is because of that. Because I always have him with XFactor, I put in more work with XFactor than I have without. So, that has harmed me overall as a Zero player is because of that. So don't be like me. Don't rely on XFactor to learn all your Zero shit. Because then you'll suck and be horrible and not be Marn. You want to be Marn. You don't want to be me, you want to be Marn. So, yeah, I mean, just get used to constantly charging that Buster. Get used to the ranges for Mixup. So then you can start to fool people, because again, there are ranges where this is very obviously not going to cross up. Like right here when you're right next to them. Or, you know, right here when you're too far away from them. But there are ranges like right about here, where that shit starts to see right there. I wouldn't have thought that would cross up. Me personally, I would have blocked that normally. I thought that was not going to cross up, and then it did. So there are ranges where that becomes very ambiguous, very difficult to block. Assists only make him better. Like, okay, here's where we get into the team placement thing. You get him with the right assist, and his mix-up is just the scariest goddamn thing in this game. outside of maybe level 3 XFactor Dark Phoenix. Maybe. Definitely level 3 XFactor Dark Phoenix is scarier. But outside of that, he's got some of the scariest damn Mixup in the game. And I mean, he just has, oops. He just has great combo ability overall. Let me see if this actually, well, that obviously isn't going to fucking work if it doesn't come out. I don't know why. What is it? Kinda does. What is it with this shit where it's like you do everything perfectly all the goddamn time, and the second you actually want to show it off, you screw it up nonstop. I don't like that. Pisses me off. Happens all the time. I hate it. But anyway, so 0 placement on your team. He does have good assists. The bonus to it too is that if you use his Sogenmu and then you call in somebody else and then you call in his assist stays double. Like that. So as you can see the assist I'm running with, his Sogenmu, that's actually very good for continuing combos with. Not as good mid-screen as you can see, it actually pushes them back a decently far amount of space, so it can be hard to follow up with, but inside, at the corner, it's very good. Sogenmu Ryujin, I think is the name of his uppercut. Sogenmu uppercut of Zero's is actually a very good, get the hell away from me tool. And then you have his projectile assist, which again, when it's doubled up, is just a good tool for getting in because they have to block both of them. So that's the bonus to using Zero, but unfortunately, again, it takes meter to make his assists overly good. I mean, outside of Sogenmu assists, his assists aren't great. I think that's why they actually had to make his assists not great, is because they had to balance it with being able to use Sogenmu at the same time. But yeah, so I mean, he does have useful assists, but they're not amazing. They're not as good as they can be. The thing, though, why I like using him as an anchor character. The reason why I like using him as an anchor character is because his level 3 is in my opinion, the best level 3 in the game. And my reasoning behind that is because his level 3 is, I think, the only level 3 in the game that will actually hit multiple characters. So his comeback potential is amazing because, like, let's say they just call, I mean, you've seen me catch it tons of times. They'll just call in an assist and I react to it by, oh shit. And look how much damage that does. That does 612,500 damage on a normal character. Assists take 1.5 times the same amount of damage. That means any character with 920,000 health-ish, around there. I think it's actually a little bit less if you do the math. It's like 919,000. But whatever. Any character with health below that is fucked. And that's like half the cast right there that you can kill alone with just that. If they just call in an assist and they're not pressuring you, that assist is gone. They're dead. Or almost dead. And I mean, it's great because it's pretty much if you commit to anything, and I see you commit to it, I can hit you with that, and that'll pretty much kill almost any character by that point in time, because usually, they're not going to have full health by that point in time. That's why I like using him as an anchor character, because his level 3 allows for just blowing people up hard. It's also a very good anti-Dark Phoenix, because Dark Phoenix really can't do anything. Like, if she jumps, unless she super jumps and throws fireballs at you and spams fireballs, she will get blown up by Zero's level 3, easily. So, I mean, it's just all those clutch characters that a lot of people use to, like, chip you out for stuff or, do whatever. Zero's level 3 pretty much counters that. Easily. So that's why I like him as an anchor character. He also does absolutely amazing damage in XFactor, as you saw. I mean, like, you saw his normal bread and butter did, like, what, 280,000 damage or something? It's already done that, and I haven't even gotten to the launcher yet. And I mean, you add the follow-up to that, and he does, like, I believe that's almost 1 million damage with that alone. But then, his moves are also easy as hell to loop after that. Well, of course, it's easy as hell up until the point where I have to show it off. Come on! There we go. For even more damage. And then if you want to get really fucking complicated, you can actually go... Oh, my bad, I fucked that up. You can actually go low after this. And then that allows for you to follow it up 2 more times. Except, apparently, the last part doesn't hit, but whatever. Whatever! I mean, again, the stuff you gotta learn. So that's why he's effective pretty much anywhere you put him. I think he's a little bit similar to Wolverine, where I feel he benefits greatly from assists. That's just not the way I play him. But he's also much better in XFactor just because of that level 3. That level 3 alone just makes him plus level 3 XFactor with meter just fucking scary. So yeah, there's my kind of iffy Zero tutorial. I'm not sure about this one, but hey. Yeah. Apparently Zero also has, like, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom powers. Look at his hand just going right through Captain America's leg. He's just ripping out the muscles, trying to make it so he can't walk anymore.